very small, 'cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even. See, I don't need no alcohol. Your love makes me feel 10 feet tall. Without it, I could do withdrawal. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Jeanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and I got guest starring with me today. Popping in, doing his pop in, got his polo all rocked and ready. It must be Jeans Friday. It must be, is it, Todd, now tell me now, just tell me you don't be charging people to wear jeans to come to work. This is the Maze Jackson Show. That voice you hear in the background is my co-host, sometimes co-host, Todd Stroger. What's up, Todd? How you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm feeling great on Casual Friday.
Oh, Casual Friday. So what's the dress code?
Of course, I didn't tell everybody else, but it is Casual Friday.
So you need to make that, is that a policy? Is it going to be a policy, Casual Fridays? Because what's the dress code in the office? Do you wear a shirt and tie every day?
They all got to dress up.
You make them wear a shirt and tie every day?
No. Just have to wear, wear a collar. Just look, look fine.
Am I crazy? Like, do I feel like...
very few people in the office.
Right. That's why you should dress up so that the people who haven't been seeing people, when they come, they get to see like, pow, and then you give all your people a chance to rock their fresh clothes, if they still fit.
because I've been going through my closet, and I've been, sort of. There was a moment when COVID weight, I had beat it, and then it's like I accelerated out, and so now I'm trying.
Oh yeah, I know. Like when I got my sinus infection, I lost weight, and Janine was like, "I thought you were gonna die. They were getting so thin." And then, pow!
Then it just, it's like, it's almost like when you get how people get the surgery?
Yes.
And they be like skinny.
Yeah.
Then they be like, boom! And it be like, then they look like a flower because it's like their legs be skinny, but they pop up, they squeeze into their pants, but they... Let me stop. Okay, I'm gonna quit. Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. That's my man, Todd Stroger. Also in the building, it is the extraordinary Sonia Escobar on the wheels of steel. Sonia, how you feeling this morning?
Good morning.
All right, well, I see
Friday.
you see Sonia ready for Friday because this is a different kind of Friday. Todd, you know what you could do too? I tell you
What
about
that?
it, but you could twist your mic and bring it down.
What
you have to be
What that you want me
reaching
to?
up. I want you to get your mic so you can talk right into it.
Why?
That's all right.
How was that, Sonia?
You had to lean up. Todd is on his tippy toes in his chair. But if you tilt it, twist the knobs, don't strip them, and then give them a little tilt. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. There you go. Then you talk straight into it, and then you'll be all good. Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Mace, no Ruthie Moore. How does Ruthie Moore, on the last day of school, even Todd came back for the last day of school, you can miss all year, but you come back for the last day so you don't have to do nothing.
It actually is the last day of school for Claire.
You know what? The last day of school for Boog was last Friday. They had finals.
That
last
makes
Friday.
sense. St. Rita wouldn't have as many study days as St. Ignatius.
Well, us normal people still have CPS students.
You're sure. CPS, but CPS will be joining the ranks because they're making the kids go back to school in August this year. So, usually they don't come back until, in the suburbs, man, we was back in school August 15th. We was like, we have been, 1st of August starts double sessions.
That's interesting because we in the city had no idea what you did in the suburbs.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hold on. What? Y'all said that
back to
yeah, we
school
lived.
shopping.
We lived.
June.
How about that? We lived.
Uh-huh.
In the streets of Bolingbrook.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. It's the Mace Jackson Show. So, look, we don't have a Ruthie Moore today because Ruthie is out saving. She was like, I'm playing hooky. It's like 3 people in school who don't come to school on the last day of school, and Ruthie Moore is one of those people. It's all good, though. I appreciate Ruthie Moore. I appreciate you. She held it down, Ty, she had your back every day call no show.
I told you every day.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I told you the day before.
The day you told me, you no call, no show. No, you told me one day you did.
No.
Yeah, you. I woke up to a 4 a.m. and then you called after the show. It doesn't count if you text me after the show. Yeah, you did. You text me after the show. I got okay, Todd. Date and time stamps.
He making stuff up.
Okay, it's okay. I'll be posting.
What else you got going on,
later.
Mark Twain?
All right, y'all.
I got receipts.
I do have receipts. Let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet since we do not have to wait for Ruthie Moore. Hey, y'all, but we're going to be having some people video chatting in with us today. Todd, if you need to leave the room because your boss is going to be on, you can. Because coming in via video live will be Mayor Darren E. Bryant from the Village of Robbins. He is taking on the hiring practices at District 218, particularly Richards High School, who skipped over a championship-winning coach, black coach on the bench, to go hire, a white guy from somewhere else. It goes back to the whole point of, remember how I talked to you about these used to be lily white suburbs that used to control everything vertically?
What does that mean?
So you got these lily white suburbs that then convert, or like say the areas around, and they control all of the infrastructure. So they got the school board, then they hire the janitors, they hire all the people because that's sort of like their patronage, and even the teachers. And So while as these communities have changed and there have been an influx of black students, they don't necessarily give up the control of the institutions that drive it. So whether it's hiring, whether it's the school board, right, the attorney for the school board, the attorney for the village,
right,
they still try to stay in control positions. And so Mayor Bryant took on an issue. He's like, God, we got an award-winning black coach on the bench who's coached here, who sits here, who's been here, who knows the process. We're going to skip over him and go find somebody. Anyway,
I told you what they did Dalton. When they left, you know, Dalton has a lake, right? Mm-hmm. When they left, the white people sold the lake to white people, so it wasn't public anymore. Mm.
See?
So you can't go in it.
Man, I had that bad boy drained. That I'll turn it into a sewer. I will be sneaking in there sewer.
You have to rezone it or something, right?
Man, I make it so see that, but that's the theft. They pillage all the good stuff out of the property, and then they say you can have it, but we still want to control the buckets of money. I'm gonna let the mayor talk about it because that's not really my thing. Then I figure if we gonna go out with a bang, we might as well get my best friend in my head on the line. So we got Alderman Jeanette Taylor coming on because she want to talk about this remap and how the plan is to sacrifice, make her and Stephanie Coleman the sacrificial lambs.
You mean they have to run against each other?
Whoa, that probably now just that. Now if they do that, they did that. They let them do that to them the last time.
Right.
They did. See, my thing is with black folks, like, we can't participate in our own demise. Like, the Black Caucus can't be like, okay, we're going to allow them to merge those two wards and make the two black people that are your colleagues fight. I'm not going to even go too far down that path, but yes. Because we saw that in 15 and 16. Remember when they made Joanne Thompson?
I remember that.
They made Joanne Thompson and Tony Folks fight. Right. For the same spot. And that middling area right there is always where it's going down. Right? Like that Dan Ryan corridor, like that whole, but I'm saying if this happens.
That's because there's I believe, a greater influx of Hispanic citizens.
So we got to stop repeating this narrative. We got to either that or we got to start talking about the fact that it's an influx of undocumented, so we can really start talking about who is making the decisions. I'm gonna just tell y'all, we got to use every argument in the box to protect our power. And it's like y'all keep. My thing is, we can't go into the fight with a conceding, and yeah, that's my point. So like,
I get it. I'm not in the fight. It ain't my fight.
Right. So why don't we? My premise would be, why again. So if they was trying to take two black wards, my point would be like, y'all got to get Ed Burke first. Yeah, before you even come over on our side of the line, get the spaces where now Madigan done conceded all the other stuff, and you can't beat Ed Burke, that ain't our fault.
Yeah, but you know what the pushback could be? Is basically you didn't do it.
Huh? What you mean?
We didn't always take over the black spaces. In the city, probably yes, but like in the state, no.
Okay, but we talking about the alderman right now. Don't get them people no See, Todd, see this.
I'm saying that people argue about a lot of different things.
Okay, so I'm with you on the argument. Here goes our argument. If y'all can't get rid of Ed Burke, then don't come over here trying to get our joints. Go get all the spaces y'all supposed to been done had before y'all come over on the other side of Dan Ryan. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying that there are going to be people that'll say, give them up, right? And basically what you'll see is it go from, let's say, Western and come over and take up. Could you imagine Cottage Grove being represented by a Latino?
No.
Yeah.
That's pretty far.
Yeah. Okay, King Drive. Dope. See?
Well,
see how that could be?
Historically, I've seen where people who you would say you don't really come from my neighborhood have gotten pretty far.
I'm just saying,
not that far, but
I'm saying you can get a scoop. So you get,
Lou Viverito represented like 87th and the Ryan ones.
Yeah, but I bet it was like one street. I bet he probably took like 103rd or something. He took the whitest street to it. Right? He took the whitest street.
I don't know.
He
You
probably
could be
took
right.
like 95th and you said so 87th. He probably took 87th and took literally 87th Street because he picked up the business. Right?
You know what I think? I believe that would have probably made Mary Flowers his rep.
Okay. I can see that. Anyway, we can't be conceding the argument. Now, let me tell you, it's 6:30, so we're going to kind of, Sonia, what I want to do is, kind of restart the whole kind of you did, because, at 6:30, Todd, we then come live on WBGX. So we are now welcoming our audience from WBGX 1570 AM live. We'll be with you all until 8 o'clock, and I messed up, so y'all got lucky today, because I meant to put my two guests at 8 o'clock. So that you got to come to the Maze Jackson page to check them out. Because yesterday, boy, and like when we go off at 8 o'clock, the numbers go way up because our family is learning the way. Now, guys, we want to show you, we want you to still follow us. If you are tuned in to WBGX 1570 AM, you are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. Sonia, let's just take it from the top and let's get this thing cracking. We'll be right back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Broken screen, crash system. Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie, and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, my guest co-host.
Hey, DJ.
Todd Stroger. He's sitting in for Ruthie Moore. See how they be doing that? I think it's, I'm starting to think they could be the same person now. Just, when Todd appears, then Ruthie's not here. When Ruthie's here, Todd's not here. Something funny is going on. Y'all not like doing me like the Humpty dance, are you? All right, y'all.
Ruthie and I are taking normal vacations, so.
So y'all taking?
She's probably going somewhere like what's that? The Indiana Dunes.
Now Ruthie ain't going to nowhere no white people extra. The Indiana Dunes is like You got to plan your trips through Indiana.
No, really.
You got the plan for Indiana because, you mess around and be in Whitestown. Whitestown instead of Brownsburg or Zionsville.
Oh, right.
And that's real talk. Before you go to Indianapolis, Whitestown, Brownsburg, and Zion. And I'm telling you, it'd be like, you pull up in Whitestown, you're like, yeah, okay.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Because I was like, I don't feel
I mean,
comfortable.
and for them to be 1, 2, 3,
Right.
white, brown, like
It was planned.
That's why you fly to Indianapolis, right? You fly. Like, my family is from Indiana. I'd be like, did I tell you about the time I was talking to somebody yesterday? Who was I talking to? I went out to lunch yesterday. So shout out to State Senator Kimberly Leifer. I saw her yesterday at lunch. Shout out to my boy DC Darren Collier. Saw him.
What's the big spot that people go for lunch?
The big spot. Why do you say that, man?
Well, there was you. There was a senator. That's where the celebs must hang out.
No, man. No, it wasn't the celebs. But we did stop down at Chicago Cut. And can I tell y'all what was so funny? Oh, my God. Can I tell y'all? Okay, so I wasn't going to tell y'all I went to Chicago Cut yesterday, but I did go to Chicago Cut yesterday for lunch. And
now, why would that be a secret? Everyone knows you like Chicago Cut.
So usually when the white guys ask me,
I don't even know what street's that on. I think it might be. Is it Ontario?
No, it's on the south.
No, I was close.
Yeah, but anyway, so it's a CNBC lunch spot. So before you talk about it, I couldn't get them to come out south just because of our timing and the things that we had to get done. So I was like, usually when they got the expense account though, I'd be like, nah, you're not taking me to the cheap lunch, white guys. Sorry, not happening. You got the expense account? Now you taking me to Chicago Cut. No, anyway. So anyway, and the tuna tartare.
Ugh, I don't eat anything that has some.
Can I tell you what? You would say that, and
just
even
look at
my
it.
kids were like, nah, and then it was, oh, this is really good. It's like,
I don't care. I'm not doing it.
yeah, you are.
I ain't doing it.
Uh-huh. When we have our
No sushi,
morning show,
no tartar.
when we have our morning show return to the air, when we have our anniversary lunch, we're gonna try it.
So
y'all know we're coming up on.
You cannot get more Bolingbrook than eating like tartar.
100. Man, we will have been on 1 year. So Sonia, we can't do it like July 1st because we gotta wait for Todd because he took a week. But y'all know the first week of July, y'all know we are now, Todd, officially in the zone. We are like in the space.
Oh, for you mean 100 days?
1 year for us.
Oh, 1 year.
1 year anniversary.
That wasn't like April?
No, it was in June because the buildings and everything were starting to come down, and then they had the fight. And then the Latinos were beating the people up, and then we were on the news. Then remember we had Gary McCarthy come on. Yeah. I think I might go back and play all of those shows while we're out, so y'all could just get
our very first one.
We're gonna play the very first ones too. But I'm gonna play the on the way out shows too.
Oh,
I'm gonna play the on the way out. Remember, I got all of that stays with me.
The first shows when you're talking in tin cans.
So anyway, Dad, what was I telling y'all about lunch yesterday?
tartar.
No, something else about it though.
Good.
You made him spend a lot of
Take
money.
me out.
No, dang. I had a good story about
You
that
saw
yesterday.
the senator.
I saw the senator.
Gathered.
Oh! I saw Alderman Brendan Riley.
Oh, your boy.
First of all, let me just say this. He clearly did not read the dress code sign. Clearly. I'm like, baseball cap, dirty jeans, t-shirt, cigarette. I mean, no shade. I was just like, what you in disguise?
There's a dress code?
There's not, but
Oh.
I'm saying like, that is the classic of white privilege. Cause I'm just telling you, if I would like when he was standing, you know, like how you get out of the car and you walk past somebody and you be like, I hope they don't get on me. I felt like when I walked past him initially, I didn't want him to get on me. And then as I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute. And you know how people know who you are, but you don't really, and then they start looking like they do everything but look at you.
Right.
Because, dude, I know you was talking crazy last week about my, anyway. So it was funny because it's like, everybody be talking smack. That pull-up changed a whole bunch of attitude. I just need to say that. Remember, they pulled up on him outside the boss bar?
Oh, right.
Like, you could be touched. Not that I had anything, not that I know anything about it. But it was just funny to see, like, everybody was super extra swaggerific when they was matagooning. Now you got to testify. Now you in the trial. Now everybody want to look the other way.
Right.
You want to mail stuff to my house, right? You want to talk. See? That's all. It's all right. I ain't forgot. It's like, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I just want to be there to see it. That's all I got to say. All right. So welcome to the WBGX family who is tuned in. You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. In case you don't know, Todd Stroger is in, Ruthie Moore is out, Sonia Escobar is here. We are up already at 60,000 feet. So I'm gonna just hit some of these headlines. For all of you all that don't know, today is our last day of school. I don't know how Ruthie took off the last day of school because you ain't got to do no work on the last day of school. That's the whole reason of coming.
Oh, man. Claire's been like, we watched a movie the other day. Because she has classes with seniors. So.
Oh, you got to be. What movie was they watching, Todd? Because they let seniors watch all type of stuff that.
Oh, the seniors are gone. So now they're trying to figure out what to do with themselves. And that's how they end up watching a movie. It turns out to be Mulan, but
So let me just say this. First of all, if you're in high school and you're watching Mulan, that means other type of stuff is going on in the classroom. Because the teacher is like, let me turn this movie on and walk out this class and y'all do what y'all want in the dark.
Mulan was a great movie, but go ahead.
The karate one? The live one, not the cartoon?
No, they animated.
Oh, they got a real one.
Yeah, I heard about it, but
I didn't see it. I didn't see Mulan because
the musical was great. I don't know.
The Mulan irritated me because my daughter's name is Mulan, and she was born right around the time, so nobody could ever get her name right. I'm like, y'all know what the dang Mulan. Her name is not Mulan, and then at that point, I just didn't. Even
Mulan was such a good movie. That's why everyone.
Whatever. All right.
Mulan.
Speaking of Disney movies, did y'all hear? I'm not going to even say what I was going to say. All right, so we got Mayor Darren Bryant coming on at 7 o'clock via video. We also have Alderman Jeanette Taylor. Todd is probably going to run out of here because his boss going to be like, well, ain't you supposed to be at the job? He going to be like, hey, what time are you getting to work? Shout out to the city of Chicago is reopening June 11th. They're moving up from the July 4th date that the mayor originally set.
Not open yet. It seems like we're open.
Even
though I will say, where I go, and I don't go a lot of places, everyone still wears a mask.
I think people are still going to wear a mask. I wear a mask. If I'm not in this space, I'm in a mask. I wear a mask outside. I mean, I'm going to go out and stuff, but I still think I'm going to wear a mask for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So one of the things also that I noticed was, I don't know, you all, we had Tyrone Muhammad on last week, but one of the other people who was out, who got arrested was the dreadhead cowboy, Adam Hollingsworth. And Sonia said, again, that's kind of interesting, but he is in jail. His bond is $40,000, and I would love to see if we could help bond him out. Now, I think when you know you own papers, though, you can't be doing that. You can't. Sometimes we get
right because he was out on the I-bond.
Right. It's like we got to be strategic. So here's what I'm gonna say, and y'all know I think the dreadhead cowboy is a good dude. He don't mean no harm. Absolutely. I think he is. I think he is. He truly believes in what he's doing. Now that I'm not the cowboy dude. That's not my thing. But I would like to see.
He's Chicago folklore now.
Right. He is Chicago folklore, and the mayor put him in jail. I'm not going to say the mayor put him in jail. But I am going to say that I don't really want to see him sitting in the county jail.
I'd say the mayor put him in jail, but okay.
Okay. So I would say.
Took his horse
they took his horse. They took his horses. And I would just humbly ask that. I don't know if his platform is as large as Ty's. But it would be great if we could all, like, before I get up out of here, I will drop something in there. But, like, I think there's a GoFundMe for him if it's not.
There is.
Is there? Mm-hmm. So can we find that GoFundMe and can we maybe help the Dreadhead Cowboy? He needs to raise $4,000 to get out. Now, somebody got to go talk to him after this, though, and say, hey, yo, you got to sit it out. I'm not going to say you got to sit it out, but you need a better plan.
Right.
Right? Now, because here's the thing. A lot of times it's very easy to be caught up emotionally in the moment, and I'm not denigrating that at all. I think one of the things that we as black folks need to do is start to put the infrastructure together. So if we're going to support that, then we need to make sure that there is a bail fund or something that exists that's ongoing that allows us to, and maybe there's a board. Right? Maybe, here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to make it profitable. But I do want to make sure that the people who are freedom fighters and on the front line have a resource. So maybe we put together a GoFundMe that is a bail fund that's managed by a board, not an individual, that then can allocate to helping get people out.
I think there's nothing new under the sun. This has probably been done by one of the major least civil rights groups.
And while I recognize that we don't have those relationships, and if it does exist and we don't know about it, maybe shame on us, shame on them. Here's what I am going to say. There is a whole new generation of people who operate in a different space. Love to work with whoever wants to work with it. My concern, 100%, is to make sure that everybody plays a role. So you don't have to and there's always the suspicion when it comes to money with black folks, right? So that's why I say you put a board, so it's not one person that has control of it that can allocate it. Oh. But again, just recognizing that there's going to be, I would tell you, I said this the other day. I feel like last summer was white folks' outrage. And it really wasn't their outrage, it was they blow off steam for all of the stuff that happened. In our case, I feel like things are percolating. Not percolator. It's not time for the percolator. But I do feel like things are percolating in the black community, and I think there's going to be a lot of actions and a lot of demands and a lot of stuff moving.
What did I tell you about the organizing? No army goes into a fight without some kind of organization. Or it's not an army, actually. Then it's just a mob.
So therein is the time to begin to organize. Again, bail fund, find stewards that we trust. Maybe you put 4 or 5 people so nobody can just go get the money.
Right. And
then you say, okay, there is an allocation for people that we know. Now, y'all could the board can come up with how they do it. All I'm suggesting is that we start to put the pieces in place. Everybody may not want to think about those things. That's not the sexy stuff, but that is the thing. Like if you Adam Hollingsworth right now, I really just don't want to see him go sit in Cook County Jail.
Nah.
Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And $4,000, that's a lot of money. Like, yeah, I know you think about it, people sit in the county for $500 for months.
And you got shooters out here that people bound out.
Right.
Right. There's a group that bonds them out.
Well, that ain't sexy. That ain't sexy enough. Mm. So I'm just saying, no judgment, no anything, but let's not leave that brother out there. And then let's make sure that somebody starts to coach him on his strategy. That's all. Let's buttress. Yeah. Did you see the Senate pass the elected school board? And then Speaker of the House, Chris Welch, said that it's going to most likely pass the House, which means it's going to pass the House. And Mayor Lori Lightfoot says it's not democratic. They weren't thinking. And I just wonder, how does she think she wins dissing everybody?
Yeah. And actually, that's like, it sounds to me, that's just talk. You just, like, I got to say something and I'm mad, so I'm going to say this.
Right. But it's like you dig a deeper hole. Like now the next thing you know, they're going to change it from 2027 to 2022. Right? Like I feel like somebody got to say, hey, y'all. And did y'all see there's a poll out right now that says that y'all like the mayor? That she's above a plurality of the people love the mayor, but it's really the 18 to 34-year-olds that like her, that approve her of her 68%. But
That's a lot.
that 18 to 34, but
Of course, they're not the voting.
bingo.
Group, but
35,
that's
49 is like, nope, you're underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And the seniors,
People who have things tend to think differently than people who are
Don't
just
have things.
starting out. Yeah.
yes, I agree. And we still haven't seen that millennial, but like I don't think there's gonna be some overwhelming millennial craze to elect Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I think the big thing people are concerned about is
She's not Kennedy.
who will run against her. But I was just thinking it's funny that they're putting this poll out right now, even as they're asking her, because I think people are quietly, but I think the press is going to nominate somebody if worst case, because literally, again, you open up the paper, it's 5 pages. It's you blew this, you suck at this, and I'd be like, shoot. I ain't gonna say I feel bad for the mayor, because it's like every time she has a chance to walk around it, she steps right in it. It's like there's a pile of dog crap right there. You can walk right around that. Nope, I'm stepping in it because I got smooth bottom shoes and I'll rinse it off.
Smooth bottom.
Yeah. All right. How about this one? The Bud Billiken is back. First of all, I am so excited that the Bud Billiken parade is back. I am beyond ecstatic. I could not wait for all of the people to line up from 39th to 55th, where over 1 million black people come out to celebrate the return to school and the fictional character of Bud Billiken. Todd.
I met Bud Billiken. No, go ahead.
But Todd, have you ever participated in Bud Billiken?
My mother walked in Bud Billiken. I've walked in Bud Billiken. My dad walked in Bud Billiken.
That was a long walk, man.
If you wanted to lose weight, that was the place to go.
But it was a tradition.
And then you had to walk back to get to your car.
No, that's the only time I took the L. The only time I took the L. And don't park your car on the other side of King Drive, because you wasn't going to be able to cross the street to get to it.
Yeah, you have to really plan for that.
So that's why I always had a golf cart. Right? I always had, for Bud Billiken, I always had a golf cart. Because, I mean, you think about going from 39th all the way to 55th, and like I would have clients all along the way, and we did the Gorilla Bud Billiken, the whole thing. Could y'all stop stealing my punchline, please, and thank you? Anyway, so Todd, I'm so fired up about the Bud Billiken. I was getting ready. I was calling my clients. I was like, man, we're going to be at 39th and King Drive. We're going to be, and then we're going to go by ABC, where we're going to put your stuff by the cameras where they raise it up and you're going to be able to see it. And I was going back to my files. You know, I was over there digging. Todd, did you know that the Bud Billiken parade this year will be from 51st to 55th?
You blink and it's over.
You can't even line up.
That's not even a mile.
You can't.
That's
not even. No. That's 4 blocks.
Bud
Billiken.
That's a half a mile.
The Bud Billiken parade is 4 blocks from. This bad boy used to go from 39th Street to 55th in the park. It is now. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I need to. I'm telling y'all. This my show. I got the mic. Thank you very much, Tennille Jackson. You want to produce from Bolingbrook? You worry about your mayoral candidate that got the Creole next. I put him in the lines. No, I'm just playing. It's the last day of school. But Todd, 4 blocks. Now, can I just tell y'all this? I told y'all. First of all, this is Rahm Emanuel. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Remember how they were trying to kill the Bud Billiken a few years ago? And I was jumping all up and down and screaming, and we was talking about it on the radio, and they was like, it's too much, it's too long, we got to change. Remember, they changed the hours of it? And I was like, and remember, because there was one year that they did the Bud Billiken, and we were like, I'm home by 11 o'clock. This is impossible.
Right.
Like, and we had already said, and then everybody had the outrage, so they extended it back again. Remember? Because Jamal Green, and they had the alderman, and it was all over at the north. And I said, because remember I said, Mariano's and the white people, I wrote an article about this. The white people, when they were trying to take it out, the white people don't want these Negroes on their grass.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Bronzeville has become a destination, and notice where the parade starts, at 51st. What did I tell you about where Black Chicago? I told you Black Chicago was moving south.
51st used to be where Black Chicago ended. Way back when.
51st is where it starts. So it's at the start of the park. You drive down. Now, wait a minute. And King Drive from 51st to 55th.
You go straight into the park. That's all.
No, that ain't King Drive through the park. King Drive is along the side of the park.
Oh, it's not going through the park?
King Drive is on the side of the park.
Oh, well, I know where it's at. But it's not going through the park?
It says 51st to 55th on King Drive.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, it's not. That's the murder of the parade.
Yeah, because it didn't do that before.
It's the murder of the parade. And I told you all this. I said, do you think Mariano's, because remember, Mariano's sits where everybody marshals.
Yes.
And remember, I said, I promise you this is a Mastradamus moment. I promise you, I said to y'all, they want to kill the parade because white folks don't want you Negroes on their lawn. And now you add Mariano's that does millions of dollars because you got this. So Mariano's probably in their deal was like, hey, yo, y'all want us to end this food desert? Really, when we end this food desert, though, this is going to be the signal for white people that they can come here.
Yeah, exactly.
This Mariano's means that 51st, so that means 51st to 55th. That where do you put all those people? Let me tell you, they said that they cut it down for the hopes not to attract people, and then they gave us a brother to tell us that, and he sold it to us with, my mama used to have a candy store along the route.
Who that?
I'm not going to put him on blast.
Well, he's obviously a public figure.
He's the new executive director of the parade. And I'm suggesting to you.
No, this is information. That's not blast.
All this happened.
If I wasn't so lazy, I'd look it up.
Or if you had a real computer. Also, you got to think, all this is happening. So think about, I just need for y'all to be clear that this is happening at the same time that they won't give y'all DuSable Drive.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the only thing that could kill the parade
is this.
Is the city.
Now, if you are Mayor Lori Lightfoot, what you know about that parade?
Nothing.
What you care about that parade? And then when you came to the parade, didn't nobody care about you. And now you going to come to the parade. And she really can't afford to go through 20 blocks of booing.
When I said my mother was in the parade, I'm talking like 1948, 49.
Todd, when I lived in when I lived in Chicago, we lived at 62nd and Rhodes, 514 East 62nd Street. I remember distinctly as a child. We moved when I was 8. So I remember going to Bud Billiken from like 5 at least until 8.
Mm-hmm.
And we would decorate our bikes and ride at the end of the parade like we was in it.
Like you were in it. That's cool.
Right? And it would be all the kids from around the neighborhood riding down the parade at the end. And it would be all the stuff, and 4 blocks. That is the Bud Billiken parade. And here's what it's like, it's a symbolic remembrance of the parade. Very soon it will be a festival that will be in the park that will then be movable. Understand what the Bud Billiken, as pride expands, Bud Billiken shrinks. Yes, they're having the pride parade.
I'll tell you, that parade seemed to last forever.
The Pride
When I was
Parade
there,
is
I was
being
like,
moved.
This is never going to end?
It is moving to into September, I believe it is. But remember, they gave them the Pride Festival as well. Downtown. In the park.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I need for y'all to understand. This is the erosion that I'm talking about. This is the erosion. Now, no one will talk about it. They wrote a one-page article about it in the newspaper, and we will wake up, and there will be a 4-block parade, and this international and it ain't on the Superstation no more, so it ain't a national event no more, and they're not broadcasting it on the same day.
It's like a week later?
Yes. Tanil, tell him to turn his phone horizontal. So all I'm saying to you all is, you are watching it happen in front of your face. And so while you are celebrating the return of not even a quarter of the parade, they took your joint, cut it in 1/10 and gave it back to you, and you supposed to be happy. Boy, it is good to be black in Chicago. This is the Maze Jackson Show. When we come back, we are going to be talking to my favorite mayor. Now, it don't have nothing to do with the fact that we happen to be related. Mayor Darren E. Bryant, he is, I was like, man, you need to be cool. I think people say, Mr. Mayor, just be cool. You new, you young, let's chill out.
Let's chill.
He said, no, I ain't got time. He said, we got work to do. We got to get to it. So when we come back, we are going to be talking to the new mayor of Robbins, who is getting it in, Mayor Darren E. Bryant. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out chicagolegalnetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Saturday, June 19th, 2021. Grab the family and join the Woodlawn for the second annual Juneteenth block party. Join the Woodlawn team for a day of vendors, activities, DJs, live music and broadcasts, rooftop experiences, and much more. Vendor space is still available. For tickets and more information, please visit www.thewoodlawn1200.com. That's www.thewoodlawn1200.com. We do this for the culture.
Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
When you got to Kennedy King, so you remember Corey Brown?
I definitely remember Corey Brown from Morgan Park.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Murder, man. So I got it in with y'all one day before a game. And then y'all literally went out and destroyed some people by about 50 at Kennedy King. And I'll never forget, somebody shot a jumper. It came off long. And Corey will tell this story to this day. He says he went up, and I was in the stands. He went up for the rebound, and before he could jump, he said he felt a foot on his head. And it was you. And you caught it. Classic P-Mac catching it over everybody, putting it back in. He says before he jumped, he felt a foot on his head. And Corey was 6'4". Easy.
On his head.
On his head.
Yeah, Corey was 6'4", man. I used to I don't know, I had a knack, man. I was always uber athletic. Like I was taught earlier, if somebody shoot, you got to come from the opposite side. I had a guy in my neighborhood named Wayne Irvin, legendary dude to us in our neighborhood. Played at Chicago State, played at Wyoming.
Okay.
Played against Patrick Ewing. He passed away a couple years ago, but went to CVS. He was a decorated player. A lot of people knew him. And he taught me early, like, you attack offensive rebounds from the opposite side. So if somebody shoot from the left wing, you crash from the right. If somebody shoot from the top of the key, you can crash because it can go either way and you can get it. I was so big and athletic. I used to get a lot of tip dunks. Like, for some reason, people never boxed me out. And once I got a running start, if it came off anywhere over the rim and bounced up, you was dead.
This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, on What's in It for the Black People Media Network.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more Latvian than black. Manuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Jeanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my sometimes co-host. Sometimes he show up because he really, and I don't even know, I probably shouldn't even be saying this out loud because his real boss is on the phone, is live with us. Let me tell y'all, here with us today, he ain't holding back. He ain't waiting no time. It is the mayor of Robbins, Illinois, the oldest black municipality in the country. And he's got to be, he ain't the youngest mayor in the country, but he's got to be one of the youngest mayors in the country. And you know, usually when you're a young guy, people tell you, slow down, hold up, don't get all in the mix. Go slow, young man, go slow. Well, Mayor Bryant was kind of like, nah. Decided that not only is he taking on the challenges of that he faces as the mayor of Robbins and revitalizing and bringing back that municipality, uniting Robbins. I think, is it Robbins United? Is that the hashtag?
Mm-hmm.
But he is also challenging systemic racism and the hiring practices in his local hometown. Let's and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just throw it right to him. WBGX family, Facebook Live, YouTube, please welcome back to the Mays Jackson Show, the mayor of Robbins, Mayor Darren E. Bryant. Mayor Bryant, how you feeling, man? Can you hear us?
Good morning, Mays. Good morning, Stroger. Yeah, I got
Good morning.
I got a bag sitting on my end.
Hey, you know what? We're going to have to get, that means that we're going to get the president to get out the administrator to get cracking with Comcast, because we got to make sure that the mayor has the top crack communications of the world. So we're going to make sure that that's one of the things on the infrastructure plan. Mr. Mayor, what's going on? First of all, tell us, how has it been? You have been mayor a little over a month. What's it like? How you feeling? Are you moving the ball?
We're laying the foundation to move the ball. We're getting organized. We're establishing processes. We're establishing a lot of procedures and policies, and this is laying the foundation first, and then once we have a strong foundation, we can build a solid structure.
Mr. Mayor, that's a very solid answer. I gotta ask you a question, though, man. What's up with this Stroger? Because you know, since he been messing with you, he been playing me a little bit to the left. Has he been doing a good job out there? Because the people want to know.
His expertise has definitely been coming in handy in this initial phases, as far as connecting with higher level key players that will be able to funnel down some money to us at the lower municipality.
So you saying Todd got the plug? All right, Mr. Mayor. As a political consultant, sometimes I try to tell clients to play it safe, not to rock the boat early in the game, because you can make some enemies. And Mr. Mayor, from the first day that you and I talked about your election and you got elected, you have been determined that you are not going to be like other people, and that you are going to be taking on the issues head on. So when I opened the newspaper yesterday and then I got the tweet from Tennille, I was like, oh my God, he already taking on the systems of racism and hiring. He ain't even got time. But Mr. Mayor, you said you got a mission, and what's going on in District 238? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, the systems of racism took on me before I even knew what hit me. 218 has a history, just like any other institution here in America, of systemic racism, in which 90% of all staff in every building within the local school district has white staffing. We have a diverse student body, and lacking that diverse staff is transferring over to the lack of education of our students. So
explain that to me. Back up. Explain that to me. What do you mean the lack of black staff is leading to the lack of education for our people? Break that down for me. That's kind of deep.
Well, the first thing is you got to understand the community in order to understand the student. When you have that disconnect, then you lack of understanding on how to connect and maneuver with that particular student. They have different needs that needs to be addressed, that is beyond the systemic curriculum that is handed to them. So it is deep, that it's just as deep as any other concept that corporate America faced. I mean, it's almost similar. And really it is. It's just affecting our kids from a mental aspect at a lower age.
So I said, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, I called the wrong school district. It's not 238, it's 218. Tell me, where is 218 and what schools does this affect? And then I want you to tell us the story that got you involved in this and got you all in the paper, because you took on a specific issue. But tell us where 218 is first, and what does that encompass?
District 218 is in the south suburbs of Chicagoland. It encompasses 4 high schools. Eisenhower High School, which is located in Blue Island. Richards High School, which is located in Oak Lawn. Shepherd High School, which is located in Palos Heights. And then there's an alternative building setting in which, if you get in some discipline trouble, or if you're having real social needs, you're transported to Delta Summit.
Okay. Oh, I've heard of Delta Summit. So, Mr. Mayor, you got into this 218 fight over a high school basketball coach. Is that what exactly happened? Explain that situation to us.
Well, I didn't jump into this fight off of the latest incident, which is Corey Wolfe. He's just the latest incident.
Okay.
We've been fighting this fight for a while now, and then it's like a basketball game. When you continue to get it fouled, you're gonna start, you're gonna stop letting some of these fouls happen. And this is just an ongoing situation as far as what our minority student and staff body have been experiencing.
So talk to me about that. So, because I was reading the story, and I was reading the story, and apparently the administration is 90% white, with a student body that's about a third, a little less than a third on the black side. But they have issued a racial equity audit that forced them to create some sort of committee. Talk to me about that.
So a year ago, when George Floyd was assassinated in the streets, we had a play going around white America in which every institution was saying Black Lives Matter to save face in so many words. Our institution, after many years, the superintendent issued out a statement to all staff stating that Black Lives Matter and that racism exists within the district. That eventually led to a community group named Balance the Scales, created out of Robbins, to hold his feet to the fire. Which eventually led, I'm just paraphrasing this story, to an internal audit in which confirmed from students, staff, and community members that racism exists. We didn't need the audit. We already had the data. But I guess it was a formality that they needed.
The infamous study. They gotta study. They gotta study the racism to prove that it exists.
Mm-hmm. Right. A year later, we have Corey Wolfe. Let me explain this situation real briefly. Corey Wolfe is a decorated Richards alumni who won the Lone State Championship in 2008 on that team. He has came back as a freshman coach within the program, won conference championships at the lower level, on the freshman level and sophomore level, sat on the varsity bench, won a conference championship again. He's a certified teacher that teaches outside of the district. He was a security guard once upon a time at Richards as well. Applied for the head coach in Richards job and was told that since he wasn't in district, he didn't qualify. That's a big key point, because just several years ago, there was another high school head coaching football position in Eisenhower, in which we had 2 African-American candidates in-house apply, Coach Holmes and Coach Mike Russell. And then they went out of district and hired a white candidate while creating a position for him in-house. So they always moving the line on us on what's the qualifications depending on the situation.
Mr. Mayor, so let me just back up, y'all, because here is a millennial mayor. He is 29 years old, and he is facing the same situation that we were facing when I was in high school, right? And now what's tremendous to me is to see you be able to take the platform that you've created and actually address the issue directly. Now, this brother, Corey Wolfe, let me help y'all understand this. He attended Richards. He went to the school and then worked his way up the ladder, and then work your way up the ladder, and then they still snatch the opportunity from you and don't give you, and then they say the rule is because you don't live in district. Now, we all know, anybody that's around here knows that if you are a high-quality basketball, football coach, they will find a position for you. They will make you a security guard. They will make you, at Bolingbrook High School, the varsity coach is the head of security in the school. Because football is important, but they know how they fund it. Now, Mr. Mayor, I got to ask you, though. What is the answer so what are you asking them to do? What did they say? He wasn't qualified? What was the answer? What was the response? Why was Corey Wolfe not considered for the job? I mean, when you brought that issue up, what are they doing to remedy it?
Well, we're still in the initial phases of the press and publicizing this story. I have reached out to the school board president just to talk to him once again, not just about Corey Wolfe, even though this is that initial or final, I'll say the final straw. But I do not know the current remedy of how we're going to rectify this latest incident of a missed opportunity to rectify some racism. I don't know the remedy at this moment, but we have reached out.
Mr. Mayor, I gotta ask you, man. I gotta ask you. Do you think, as an executive, as a Democrat, that calling out racism will be beneficial to your political career? I gotta ask you that because it seems to me that you have such a promising and bright future. I feel like you could go anywhere in the world, but why do you want to get into this racism thing? Why not just focus on Robbins and don't worry about racism and just get the town together? I mean, why are you getting in this fight, man? This could be detrimental to your long-term political future.
Love drew me into politics. Racism drew me into politics. So, I mean, we got to get in the game. I mean, this is a simple question. I mean, I can care less about a political career. I'm here to fight the cause of our people, and the people will carry me farther than a Democrat or Republican.
I think it's important. So let me just stop. And that's one of them, when you put the ball on the rim and you say, okay, you put it through. Mm-hmm. I think y'all need to hear this because it's so different from what I hear coming out of our elected officials. I think it is very easy to be like, what racism? We're moving forward. Things are getting better. We should be happy. And so when you look at if you listen to Mayor Bryant, you understand why I'm so excited about Robbins and why I believe that Robbins can be Wakanda. I know that sounds super crazy, but we have a young elected official, a young black man, and quite frankly, the Corey Wolfe story mirrors the mayor's story, right? I left town. I could go be anything, anywhere else, but I came back to my hometown to serve. See, he out there serving right now. That's the constituents. That's the citizens. Because he's right there, like right now happening. And every time I talk to this young man, I continue to be amazed at his willingness to pick up the sword and fight. And so I want to make sure that you all are paying attention, because this is where he starts. And the thing that happens is, over time, remember how I talked to you about water carving away? We got to be able to keep pushing brothers like this. There cannot be a penalty to him for fighting for our people. We have to raise young brothers like this up and show our people that there are people willing to fight. Mr. Mayor, what can we do? How can we support you? How can we support Robbins? I keep trying to get you on the news, and you be like, forget the news, man. We got work to do. I'll be like, come on, man. We got to go to this fundraiser. He say, man, we got to take care of the citizens. Mr. Mayor, what can we do to support the citizens and support you in your fight, and in this fight particularly?
History shows us what we should do, and that's always unite with love. And I think the main thing is stay in tune with what's going on. You all can follow all my platforms at Mayor Bryant _ because that's where we'll be funneling out a lot of information as far as rallies, as far as coming together and unite within Robbins, as far as Walk the Violence events. Juneteenth is coming up. There's a lot of different social events that will also lead to community events in which we can stay united on that cause. We need to start showing up at these board meetings, showing up at these council meetings, and these local entities that's been stifling us for years and decades and centuries. It's about time that we start making our voice heard and sitting at the table and getting what we rightfully deserve.
Let me tell y'all, Mr. Mayor is going to continue to run into these things. Remember when I told you about our towns and villages being the places that are plundered, where other people get rich and they build their lives and they build their generational wealth? And just think about the stolen opportunity from Brother Corey Wolfe, who went to Richards, right? The white folks celebrate D. Wade, because that's the school D. Wade went to, right? Is that the school? So they celebrate the D. Wades and they celebrate our superstar athletes, while still at the same time denying us the opportunity to participate. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, because I was thinking about this situation and Coach K, and how there has to be an advantage in our spaces to being black. And when you heard Mayor Bryant speak on being an educator and understanding the different needs of the students in those communities, it just makes me say, man, there is hope for the future. Mr. Mayor, you got a big Juneteenth thing going on. I heard somebody you know is going to be working the stage. But, Mr. Mayor, talk to me about Juneteenth and what is going on in the Robbins, and how can people celebrate, participate, if you want to vend, because it's going down in Robbins for Juneteenth. Tell us a little bit about that, Mr. Mayor, before you get out of here.
Okay, there's two things I want to touch on before I get out, too.
Yes, sir.
First thing, Juneteenth. I have been hands off on the planning of the event. I've been trying to figure out who was my next police chief, trying to get different personnel in here. So I haven't been hands on, but it is Saturday, June 19th at 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is a local vendor event. Matter of fact, it's more than just local vendors.
Oh yeah, it's more than local.
All over. Yeah, vendors from all over can register. I do not, that don't have that flyer in front of me.
Don't worry about that. I got that one.
Okay, it should be some contact information on that flyer in which vendors and can contact to register. It is a Black history celebratory event. So we're honoring, it's bigger than Robins. It's, Juneteenth is the day in which we, quote unquote, I guess, got our freedom. And we're still fighting for still fighting for it today. But I guess it's a symbolism in which we celebrate within our community. But hey, I do want to touch on this. I mean, because I didn't come on here for Juneteenth. I once again came on here to publicly cry out for our students in 218. I do want to talk about this story one more time too, because once again, it's bigger than Corey Wolfe. Once again, I'm the current mayor of the village of Robbins, right? I want to talk about my story a little bit in 218 too, so this can get spreaded.
Okay.
When my first year in there, we get paired up with a mentor as a new hire. I was paired up with a veteran white teacher at Shepherd. Before I got hired at 218, I already been teaching for 5 years, so I already knew how to teach. I really didn't need a mentor, but it was their process. Behind closed doors, I was getting, in so many words, swore at, not the help I needed, but I never let it faze me because I never needed the help. It got so bad that I had to put a paperwork on the guy. It got to the principal. The principal told me to my face that I wasn't the best hire for the job. The mayor of Robbins, a leader in the community, a district alum, someone who knows the kids, wasn't the best hire for the job. Only to find out that within the district is filled with cousins, aunties, and the rest of their white families. This is just one story. I want to keep emphasizing this. I'm just one story of many stories of our brothers and sisters that's in District 218 that's not getting the support they deserve. I just had a situation 2 weeks ago with the kid in Robbins whose parent was calling me because the white teacher was picking on the student. This is a problem. I didn't come on your show to talk about Juneteenth. No offense. I came on your show to spread the awareness of District 218 and what they're doing to our students and staff. Now, I'll give them a little hand clap for acknowledging it. I guess that's the first step. But the public press is here to just spread the awareness and hold them accountable and bring some transparency to what they say they're supposed to be doing. So, go ahead. I'm sorry, Maze. I did want to express that.
No. Check this out. This is your platform to continue to express that. And as I was trying to wrap up, because I got another guest, so I just wanted to make sure we got that in. But let me say this, Mr. Mayor. As it relates to raising the awareness on this issue, I'm going to take a brief on this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do an ongoing series, right? And so we'll stay on it, right? We'll talk about it. We'll write about it. We'll actually come out to the meetings and cover it. But what we also need to do is get all of the black parents that are out here listening in District 218 to start mobilizing. 26% of that school district are black kids. Black parents, you need to mobilize. You now have an advocate. You don't have to be quiet anymore. And I just want to point out to this, that this is the situation that so many black children, particularly in the Southland, and even as we move into the western suburbs, are going through. Watch that America to Me. Remember that story about black kids being put in these white environments and then being marginalized and not being prepared for success in the world. Mr. Mayor, we don't never got to talk about Juneteenth. As long as you are fighting for black folks, we gonna make sure that you got a platform to do that. Y'all, I gotta move on because I got all my best friend in my head online. But Mr. Mayor, I want to give you opportunity, 1 quick minute to close. Tell them how they can follow you and tell them what they can do to continue to be supportive.
Peace and love to the culture. I can be followed at Mayor Bryant _on IG and Twitter, Facebook, Mayor Bryant. Peace and love. Stroger, I'll see you in about a couple hours. Don't be late.
He late already. If he ain't there before you, he late. All right, y'all. That is the mayor of Robbins, Illinois, Darren E. Bryant, putting it down for the culture. Hey, y'all, look at this. We have a future. We don't have to just lay down. We don't just have to take it. There are elected officials who will speak up, but we got to buttress them. We got to make sure that they ain't out on an island by themselves. So y'all make sure y'all support this brother in the endeavors. And all of y'all in the Southland and the South suburbs who told him be quiet, well, I guess we know how that's going to go. Hey, it is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to drop the mayor. We're going to come back with my best friend in my head, Alderman Jeanette Taylor. Hey, y'all, we the people that ain't, what Jesus say about the people who was scared of him? Hey, man, we don't deny our friends. And the people that are willing to stand up for us, we got to make sure that the rest of the world knows that we got their back. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Give me a hot, quick one, and we'll be right back with Alderman Jeanette Taylor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We appreciate you, sir.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
For Black People Media Network, 21 Souls and Soul Foundation presents the official Naperville Soul Fest downtown Naperville, Saturday, June 5th at Neighbor Settlement, 523 Southwest Street, downtown Naperville. Starting R&B Diva, Kiki Wyatt, Gospel Grammy winner, Leandria Johnson, and many more. Downtown Naperville, Saturday, June 5th at Neighbor Settlement, 523 Southwest Street, Naperville, Illinois. Get your tickets on eventbrite.com. Sponsored by What's In for Black People Media Network, 21 Souls and Soul Foundation.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Saturday, June 19th, 2021. Grab the family and join the Woodlawn for the second annual Juneteenth block party. Join the Woodlawn team for a day of vendors, activities, DJs, live music and broadcasts, rooftop experiences, and much more. Vendor space is still available. For tickets and more information, please visit www.thewoodlawn1200.com. That's www.thewoodlawn1200.com. We do this for the culture.
All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
WIFTDPN. I think that the black community is starting to realize the mayor may not necessarily be an ally just because she is black.
Live from What's In It for the Black Media Studio.
Our representatives don't necessarily get a pass just because they're black. We've got a challenge in the black part of Chicago of holding black politicians accountable.
You're listening to The Maze Jackson Show.
This is Chicago, so I understand the Chicago way. I ask every day what's in it for the black people.
With Maze Jackson.
Come on, y'all.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my guest, sometimes co-host. He was quiet. Y'all saw how quiet he was? Cause you know, when the boss come around, I be quiet. Then he get off. He talking again. Hey, y'all. Let me tell you what. We have one example of what I'm gonna call a new generation, the next generation of black politicians. Mayor Darren E. Bryant just came on and confronted issues that we've known happening for years and years and years. And he said, man, I love Juneteenth and that's cool, but we got real issues that we got to deal with. No shade to Juneteenth. And the thing that I think is important is that when we have elected officials that are willing to go out on the limb and speak for us, to say things that we all got the amen corner for, that we don't get quiet when the white people come around. Or when the boss come around, or when time come around, we get quiet. The people that are willing to stand up for us, we got to stand for them. Because realistically, that's why don't nobody else stand up. Because you ain't got no back. Now, I'm going to tell you that politically, I got a best friend in my head. Now, Mayor Bryant might get you. He might usurp you with. He might use nepotism. But my best friend, he could just be my best cousin, and it could be in real life.
That's right.
But my best friend in my head in politics is on the line, and I saw something in the paper this week, and when I saw that she was under assault, and I saw the strategy and I saw the tactics, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little upset. Matter of fact, it got me so upset that we spent almost 2 hours talking about it, and I didn't even get her on the phone to tell us what really had happened. So let me tell y'all now. Sonia, I know somewhere on that board is a round of applause. So before I open up her mic, I want y'all to show her some digital love on the social media, some Facebook love, give a big round of applause to my best friend in my head, politically, Alderman Jeanette Taylor of the 20th Ward. Give her flowers, give her roses. Y'all show her some love. She is here. She don't know it, but I call her the What's in It for the Black People. She part of What's in It for the Black People, the movement. I be telling people, that's our alderman too, right? I be like, how you be like, that's my cousin? I be like, she really in What's in It for the Black People. She part of the organization too. She don't know it, but I be telling people that. She is here because, y'all, some stuff is going down with these remaps, and I think it's important that we hear from someone who is who they are trying to make a victim of the remap. Hey, y'all, Alderman Jeanette Taylor from the 20th Ward. What's up, sis? How are you feeling today? And before we get started, are you okay? Because
I'm better. I'm better.
Y'all put my sister in your prayers. She had an asthma attack after some years and years and years and years of almost forgot she had it. And when the stuff went down, because I was wondering why she didn't call me back yesterday, she called me back and kind of broke down. There was a lot going on. But I want you feel free to tell us all of the story, and you got 18 minutes, and I'm going to give you the mic.
Well, as I say, you always have asthma and always have your rescue inhaler somewhere close.
Todd, now I had asthma when I was a kid. I haven't had an asthma attack since I was 12.
You still could have asthma. You should always have to be careful.
Okay. Well, I know. That's why I'm saying.
That reminds me, adults die at a higher rate than children because adults feel like you.
Okay. So don't die. Talk to me.
But I ain't had asthma attack since Cash Money Records took over for the 99 and 2000. That's 21 years ago. So it was only one time.
No, my sister is, I can't tell her age, but she's older than me, and she climbed 3 stairs because, black people always live on the 3rd floor, and the lady there looked at her and she said, come in here, and she gave her a breathing treatment because she had an asthma attack, and she hadn't had an asthma attack in like 40 years.
Got it. All right, that's because they legalized cannabis, but we'll let that be. All right, go ahead, Alderman. Talk to us about what's going on. You had an asthma attack in the midst of being under attack, doubly under attack, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You can tell as much as you want to.
Okay, so on Wednesday, after city council, you all saw how crazy it was. I went to a one fair wage march, and then I was sitting on my front porch. I live in Woodlawn, and I love it. And somebody did a drive-by up the street as I'm sitting on the porch. And so I've lived in Chicago my whole life. I'm 46 years old, and I've never been involved in an active shooting. You know, we hear the gunshots. We usually hear it after. You usually see stuff after. Never seen a body that wasn't covered up. And so it got real traumatic for me. And it makes me realize why we fight, why we ask what's in it for the Black people, and how do our young people and folks in general deal with this every day? Because I was traumatized. So on top of being traumatized, come Sunday, I'm getting calls from people in the state saying they're trying to change the number you need to make the remap go through, which is 41. And they were trying to change it to 26. Well, if you think about this city council, it has some good votes. The votes have been shaky. They've been all over the place. The mayor's budget we was almost there with a couple other things. The budget has been shaky. And so what they said to us was we wanted to get it changed to make sure that Black wards were protected. And I wasn't sure about it. And I'm a new alderman. I haven't been through a remap before. I sometimes feel ostracized in this space. I feel like I be feeling like the token Black girl sometimes because I say some of the stuff that I just can't believe, or I hear the stuff that I just can't believe that folks that look like me say. And so I kind of called around to see, and I was given a call by an alderwoman to tell me that, no, this is what it is this is what we're going to do. And I just didn't believe it because you did it on a Sunday. Session was about to be over in the state. And if you're protecting us, why weren't we consulted? And so I didn't like it, and I said it. Y'all know I don't hold my tongue. I say what I feel, and I feel what I say. And if that was the intentions, you work with people. And so I had a fit, because when you are doing something in the best interest of our people, we need to speak up. We need to be able to talk about it. We need to have a conversation. But don't do stuff, and I feel like you did it behind my back. And that's what this was to me. So I'm tired of us talking behind the door. I'm tired of us having a closed conversation. The reason why our communities don't move the way we need them to move, because we don't work together. And the mayor has been no different. She started off talking to us and working with us. And once COVID hit, there is no negotiation, there's no talk. She picks and chooses who she talks to. And I feel like the only people she got are the chairs.
So let me cap this. Let me kind of summarize what happened. And Todd, you should comment on this. So the mayor tried to lower the threshold to approve the ward remap. Now, you have to get 41 votes to approve the map. Okay? The mayor wanted to drop from 41 to 26, which is a simple majority. Now, part of the reason that most of the Black aldermen are holding in place and don't move is because they are concerned about what map they will get. Will they be remapped out of their ward, or will they stay in the mayor's good graces? And because the mayor has the final say on the map, unless 10 people don't vote for it, which is really hard. Let me say, in another time, the mayor was going to get that. When does the mayor not get 10? Who are the 10 people? But now if you look at this mayor, she's now pitching. She looks at a win as 20. If she gets over the top, 27. Well, now here's what happens. If the mayor can drop it to 26, then she can change the map. And again, if it was me, I'm going to tell you, practitioner of political dark arts, I would say every alderman that has not been in compliance with me, I'm going to, if they're in proximity, I'm going to either remap them out of their ward or put them in the same ward so that they can fight each other. And even if they fight each other, I lose one of my enemies. Now, the challenge here is that there is this narrative that we as black folks have lost population. And Alderman, this is where we get a little, sometimes we get a little hanky in the mix. Cause this undocumented immigrant population and this pitting us against the Latinos and the Latinos being willing to attack us in this fight becomes our challenge. I say, before anybody talks about losing any black wards, as I've said before, y'all go get Ed Burke's ward. Y'all can't beat Ed Burke in his ward, and that's an all-Latino ward. You can't. That's one off the list. Now, what you got to understand here, though, is that to take out the black alderman, you have to have black aldermen in compliance to do it. So now, we don't need to be taught. This is why I'm saying, like, they're saying the forefront that they would put in front of you is to say that we want to drop the threshold so we can protect the black wards. But when has the mayor ever protected anything black? Y'all, we just got through talking about Bud Billiken being 5 blocks long. She just got through saying y'all can't have DuSable and partnered up with the white boys to stop it when they had the votes. So, and I just need to do one more thing. I need you to think about Bob Fioretti and the historic Second Ward, right? Bob Fioretti was an enemy of the mayor and of Mayor Daley, and so they picked his ward up, and they took the Second Ward, which was a South Side ward, and moved it to the North Side. So now you can run in that ward, but you don't know nobody there. What they do is they take 20, they pick it up, and they move it further into Little Village, and then they say, you can still be the alderman, but you got to run against the Little Village candidate that we're going to put $20 million in. And now your district that was 60 or 70% black is now 60 or 70% Latino. You still be the alderman, but it looks like it's all fair. Now,
no.
What we have to do is recognize who are the targets and why would they be targeted, right? I would tell you, and Alderman Taylor, and I'm just telling y'all, Fran Spillman beat me to any more black stories, I'm going to have a real problem. But, because she ain't going to articulate it for our people so that they understand it. You need to understand that the key is, and if I was the kingmaker, I would be remapping Alderman Jeanette Taylor out because she ain't with the program. She ain't rolling. She gonna talk about it. So now if you want people to be quiet in the meeting, if you ask yourself why, and here's me. This gets to my point of how we do each other. If you ain't gonna say it, shut the hell up. But you don't go to war with the person that's going to say the same thing that we all feeling. And so for us as black folks right here, right now, you got Alderman Taylor, you got Alderman Moore, you got Stephanie Coleman on the black side that will speak. There should be a force field around them. There should be a clear bubble that says, anybody with this, if y'all ain't gonna speak on it, be quiet, but y'all can't take our voices away.
Well, it's obvious. The mayor's like, you know what? I can get 26 votes. The higher threshold means I got to talk to more people. I don't want to do that.
Exactly. But my point is, so Alderman Taylor, tell me about the bill. Did it pass in Springfield?
It did not.
It did not. So
It
she
failed,
still,
but they might go back in veto section. You don't know.
So here's what I would say. This is your political. James Matthews just said, so what we gonna do? What we gonna do is make sure, first of all, the mayor ain't got no friends in Springfield. Real talk, she ain't really got no friends in Springfield. That's why they about to pass this elected school board. So my enemy's enemy is my friend. So I think the first thing we have to do is what you do is have the intelligence to know, have people that are there that are monitoring the things that could be helping or hurting us. The best part for you was to have somebody in the room who could say this is happening. Now what you got to do is really get to the legislators and shame the people that would be willing to cross her out. And that's not by ward, because quite frankly, she's speaking a lot for black folks across the whole entire city. Ain't nobody saying no cannabis. Ain't nobody saying no to all of the things that are happening. And so if we got a voice, if you allow them to punish that voice, then you get no more voices.
Right.
That if you allow them to punish Darren Bryant, then the next person that rises up says, the way to rise is not to talk, not to stand up for my people, it's to lay down. And black people are looking for people to stand up. Alderman Jeanette Taylor, and I'm going to tell you, can I be honest with you? You know I come from the old school dark side of the political realm. And so when she came up, I was like, now, wait a minute. We can't be elected socialists. However, my sister is my sister is my sister. Remember I told you when you went to the Latino classes and the Latino leadership, they didn't let the labels that white folks put on them be the deciding factor to keep them together or apart. They said, no matter what happens in this room, we both speak Spanish. We got an advantage. We have an advantage. We know who the pressure points are. So when you, these are the moments when you get brother Tyrone Muhammad and Mark Carter and all of these people that are having these fights. And when we talking about this office of New Americans, who's protecting our self-interest? And if y'all let them shoot at the people that are willing to talk, and everybody ain't got to be the talker. There could be negotiators, it's the same reason I'm telling you, and thank y'all, Adam Hollingsworth just got bailed out. But it's the same reason why I'm saying you can't let the people that are willing to take the fights that you ain't willing to take pay the penalty and be unprotected. Alderman, talk to me. You got 4 minutes. I'm going to give you the mic because I done got the preaching, and I want to make sure that you straight. You got what you need to get out.
You said what you needed to say. We got to start holding people accountable no matter what color they are. That's the problem. All skin folks ain't kin folks. And I've realized that since I've been in the space. And yeah, we talk about labels being a socialist, but I believe in public power. That's all of being a socialist is. I believe in the people who pay taxes and who live in this country are able to run it. And that definitely ain't never been for us. I get so tired of everybody act like they've had it bad. Nobody's had it better than black folks. Everybody else might have migrated here. We were imported here. So it's a difference. And so why can't we talk about reparations? Why is marijuana moving and we ain't getting none of the money? Like, I can't go for that. I can't sit there and not say and not be vocal and not say what I hear people say to me all the time. The only reason why Lakeshore Drive ain't being changed because it's being changed to a black man. If they was trying to lay in the Donald Trump lane, it'd been done. Let's just say what it is. And so I'm tired. Y'all say it all the time. I live it and I breathe it. I'm tired of living in a country where I'm expected to pay taxes. I'm expected to be a functioning adult in the world, and I have no say-so over my dollars, how I get spent, and how I live with my communities. What happened to me Wednesday happens to young people all the time. And so I ain't special. I ain't different. It happens to adults. But the thought that that's something that you got to go through and keep on moving and people expect you to function normally, that's not normal. And we're not a broke city. We're not broke by a long shot. Just black and brown people ain't the priority. We're not. They can spend the money in our communities. Our communities could be clean. They about to do it now. They want to get it together because of the people who they want to bring to our communities. No, you fix it for the people who currently live there. And I hope that people understand I'm in office because somebody said I'm tired of the status quo. I need somebody who's going to say what I'm feeling or say what I say. And they support me when I'm going in this space. And if it ain't for me, I'm going back to community organizing. I'm going back to the movement. I'm going to be wherever God put me. But while I'm there, I'm going to speak my truth. Because that's all I got.
Hey, y'all. No, that ain't. It's not all you got. she gotta have us, right? Like, I don't know how to tell y'all how we cannot let people like this pay a price for standing up for you. Y'all can't put y'all hands in y'all pockets, because they will do it to you with a smile in the interest of the city. But we see when Bud Billiken is 4 blocks long now, y'all know what the plan is for y'all. Look, y'all, to our WBGX family, we are going to be leaving you for the next 2 weeks. So we want to encourage you all to tune in. We're going to go another hour. We're going to wrap this up. Alderman Taylor, we appreciate you, sis. And when I get back in town, we're going to bless you into what's in it for the black people. And then you're going to have you a new game.
I appreciate that.
All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. We're going to make sure y'all get a little Dante Hall. And we'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
For Black People Media Network, 21 Souls and Soul Foundation presents the official Naperville Soul Fest downtown Naperville, Saturday, June 5th at Neighbor Settlement, 523 South Webster Street, downtown Naperville. Starring R&B diva Kiki Wyatt, gospel Grammy winner Leandria Johnson, and many more. Downtown Naperville, Saturday, June 5th at Neighbor Settlement, 523 South Webster Naperville, Illinois. Get tickets on eventbrite.com. Sponsored by What's In for Black People Media Network, 21 Souls and Soul Foundation.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at The Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at The Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop, located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point, where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten us. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby?
change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't need to come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What kind of way is that to treat your man? When I gave all that I never had, you got me going through changes of life with you. Are you sure you wanna let think it over, babe? 'Cause girl, I believe I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. You don't come around. Now that you got all my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. 'Cause I need you and you need me. I know we can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby, change your mind. Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie, and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago! It's almost summer break. I got 49 minutes till it is time to be on summer break. That's right, 2 weeks off. The network will be down. The Sunday shows will still go. Sunday shows will still go. Them people paid. Sunday shows will still go. But I am here to tell y'all that we are taking a much needed rest and recuperation. Because I'm going to tell y'all, this has been a long year. And so I'm going to just be honest with y'all. My brain is fried. Like, I don't even know which way is up. I just be going.
Which way he is up?
I mean, literally, Todd, I get up in the morning.
That's before your day, sorry.
And it's and it just feels like it's a never-ending day. Because even when Saturday gets here or Sunday gets here, I still got to get up. I still got to go do other things.
Might as well be Monday.
Just another manic Monday. Whoa, whoa. I wish it was Sunday. Oh, whoa. I don't have to run day. Oh, whoa. Because that's my fun day. Oh, I wish it... What was it? I wish it was... No. It's just another manic Monday. But Monday, I'll be somewhere in the sun, sipping.
Alabama.
No, I'm not going to Alabama. I be nervous about Alabama. I be scared in Alabama you're going to wake up and they're going to be like, come on, boy. We're headed on back.
Back to the field.
Back to you cotton picking. First of all, have y'all seen, go on Amazon and watch cotton picking something. It's called, put in cotton picking. You're going to find out about the slaves that was slaves up until 1996.
I still find that hard to believe.
I don't. When you watch that thing, you be like, for real? Man, I can't remember what movie I was watching. Not movie. I was watching a documentary. And they were talking about when you take the train through the South.
Uh-huh.
And there's times when you just go through fields and fields and fields and fields, and it's just miles, and you see a little cabin over there and a little cabin over there. Who live over there?
He said,
who live over there? I mean, they were literally showing it, and it's like there's times when the train tracks cut through, but it's like it's nothing but fields for acres and acres and acres. And
are you trying to say they're still sharecroppers?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but
I am. I'm saying that where they can get away with it, they will.
That I believe.
Where they can get away with it, they will.
That's funny. I was just having a brief discussion on Facebook yesterday with a guy about capitalism and socialism. And somebody said that without socialism, there wouldn't be like laws against children working and, OSHA and all that kind of stuff. And somebody said, oh, those are just rules that pop up in capitalism. No. That's somebody saying, no, you capitalists will do whatever you want to workers. And if we don't actually say something, you won't stop.
And I think it's pretty cool, except for us white workers and white children. Because, like, the people that stood up, like, but don't hire the Negroes.
Oh, well, we're always some kind of different class.
So that's my point, though. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got, 45 minutes. There will be no water, though, except the pool. There will be a pool. There will be no ocean. There will be desert.
Oh, we went in the pool, the outdoor pool, when we were in that Phoenix area. I don't think we could afford Scottsdale. We probably went some small place like Chandler. They didn't have as much money. But the pool was like 0 degrees. It was outside 100 degrees, but in the pool, it was like 20. We had to get out eventually.
Really?
It was that cold, yeah.
Was it not? Because I've been there, and, you can, I was in Arizona one time, and it was like freezing one day, and then the next day it was like 90 degrees.
We were there. The opposite happened. It was the Super Bowl. So we got there, and it was...
Oh, you was balling.
It was like 60 degrees, and then the next day was like 40-something.
Still nothing in Chicago. Chicagoans be like, oh, what's this summer? You with some white people. They would have been in shorts. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. And it is almost time for us to get out of here. I was thinking, like, you know how on school day, on the last day of school, but you be looking at the clock. Like, you really don't even have to be in class. But you got to be in class just so you can be like, it's the last day.
There was no school I ever went to that you didn't have to be in class. At least
the last day,
Mr. Stroger expected you to be in class every day.
Because there was always the hater teacher that would call your parents on the last day and be like, I'll still tell. You whack. Anyway, I want to talk about, so yesterday, first of all, did y'all check out The Other Side with Mark Aguirre and the Bigs yesterday? Really good show. I'm looking forward to Mark Aguirre's conversations on basketball. Pretty cool. He's going to be also, Todd.
He might have some smart stuff to say like me when it comes to basketball.
But what I think is pretty cool is that he is now going to go after his Hall of Fame-ness. He's going to try and get, he's like, when he saw Tony Kukoc got Hall of Fame,
he was like, hey, wait a minute.
He was like, hold on. He said, I know y'all giving them European stats.
Right.
He said, but please remember that when Tony was the MVP of Europe, we were beating them 167-30. So, like, he was like, so if he's in the best of the world, then I'm clearly all world. I think he should be in the Hall, too. I mean, man, anyway.
No, he's got good numbers.
Yeah, he's like the 11th fastest in the country to make it to 5 and 10,000 points. And of those people, he's of the top 20, he's the only one that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, I would, I love Scottie Pippen, but if Scottie Pippen's there, I think Mark Aguirre played just as well as he did.
Hey, shout out to Mark. I know Mark. Scottie be acting funny when you see him at the Soho House. I be like, man, don't nobody care if you with your exotics.
Exotics.
He be with his exotics and he be acting funny. Now he got them glasses and that new hairstyle.
I saw that.
He be like, oh yeah, I'm cool now. I be like, Scotty, man, I remember when, you can't be acting like that. You're not Mike, dog.
You know who was the nicest guy? Sean Marion.
Sean Marion is super cool.
Because he didn't know me from Adam, and he said hello to me first.
Because, Todd, you at one point, you were, like, for a lot of people, like, I don't think sometimes y'all realize that, but, like, as a county board president, you was on TV every day. Now, and for a kid that doesn't recognize that they're beating you down, that's like famous. I remember seeing politicians. I mean, I used to think Alderman Burnett was famous because he was on TV so much.
He was famous. He bought enough of them
benches.
Those benches.
Man, Darlena more famous than him on the benches, right. Just for the record. And just so you know, Darlena looks much better than you on the benches. Shout out to the boss lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be all lovey-dovey. I used to be like, "Oh, you put on that so you can look good." That's
right.
Really
Now
was.
people actually look at the bench. Hey,
right.
wait a minute.
All right. It's like, and you notice they only do it from like the neck up because they don't want nobody to see that she taller than him. I know he probably like, you real funny, man. I'm still so happy. Yeah. This is the last day of school, so I'm just talking smack. Sean Marion is a cool dude. I used to see him, like he would be at the couch next to me when I'd be standing on the couches back in the club days. He would be in the VIP. He couldn't stand on the couch because I was
because he hit his head?
Right. I was as tall as him standing on the couch.
Right.
I'd be like, what's up, shit? No, he was cool. Sean Marion is part of the Irvin family tree, I believe. Mike Irvin. I don't think I really realized in the club days how plugged in basketball Mike Irvin was. He's not a new coach over at Kenwood, too. And they taking Kenwood to a whole place. Shout out to my man Corey Bradford, too. Not the Corey Bradford from Simeon, too. Not you, Corey Bradford from Simeon, and I'm talking about you because Corey Bradford from Simeon was there when they stole our Bolingbrook's chance to be the state champions. And he did a whole video about, because I told you.
He did a video?
He did a whole, because let me tell you, Todd. I sat behind the Simeon bench when Bolingbrook played Simeon for the state championship, for in the Final Four. And you know how you was like, how loud are you? Like, how loud today? Like, I lost my voice screaming at the bench
being
and
annoying.
being in the, yes. Like, so much so that I really believe I lost the game for Bolingbrook because they were not playing against the Raiders. They were literally like, I never forget, Talon dunked and came off the floor and was like, what you think about that?
Right.
And I was like, Bolingbrook still gonna win. I was like, let's go. It was great. All right, so anyway, but we're talking about basketball. And I was just thinking about Coach K is retiring. In case you don't know, Coach K is Coach Mike Krzyzewski from Duke, who is widely revered as one of the greatest, if not the greatest college basketball coach.
He had his run, man.
Yep. And yesterday they were talking about it on the other side. And they were saying that he's already named his successor as John Shire.
I saw that in the paper.
And John Shire he's from here too.
He's from Glenbrook North.
Okay. And so actually Coach K is from here too.
Right. He went to Weber.
He's
which
from
is
here.
Not here anymore, but yeah.
Right. He's from here. So I was kind of thinking, so we're talking about, Mark and those guys were talking about the fact that they were offended that Shire got the shot. They named it already before really giving any of the black people on the bench a shot. And I was thinking, Todd, that Coach K is probably retiring because he had a crappy season, but not only a crappy season, he's been in it for a long time. But the other thing I was thinking was the game has left him. Like the game and the time for white coaches, how do I put this? I think the game has changed and kids are no longer looking at the coach as their great white savior. And I was thinking about my process, and I was listening to Terrence yesterday too. And Terrence was like, the younger players are jumping into the portal, into the transfer portal, and leaving these.
There's some crazy number.
But hold on, but what they're jumping into the transfer portal because they go to these places, to these schools, and then they find out that the culture doesn't fit them. And so you see people all the way to their sophomore, junior year switching up, going to different places. Like they win a national championship and be like what's my man Adam from Chicago that jumped out of the Illinois portal and went somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
After. But at first there was a time for me when I was really like, man, these kids need to stay where they at. They got to be forced to play at wherever, and they got to just grin and bear it because they're going to, this great white guy or this school will give them the path. And I was just thinking that these white coaches who were able to say my way or the highway not just in basketball, but just in general. Like, they could make you or break you. They could put that label on you, put that narrative on you, make you a troubled kid, whatever. They no longer, thanks to Adam Miller, they no longer have that same level of power. And so I was thinking about how many people would have left the schools that they were at if they could have, if they weren't fearful. Because I was thinking, like, think about players that played at Indiana, right? Bobby Knight could kill you. These coaches, I was thinking about what happened at Mount Carmel when they got rid of Frank Linty. But Frank Linty was the key to your success or failure, not just on your skills. Now, there probably were people with undeniable skills, but then there are the people that somebody vouches for you, and
it gets you in a place.
And it gets you to a place where you get complete fulfillment. And you got these white guys that don't even understand these kids, but their parents are like, shut up, don't say nothing, and do what he tells you. I was just going to say that right now is an opportune time for black coaches in basketball and in football, college particularly, to take advantage. See, to me, Todd, there's really no value. Let me back up. We have always been taught to shut up and dribble, whether we like it or not. When it came to our kids going to these colleges, they would be like, you're going to this school, shut up, do what the coach say, and hopefully you will get your way and make your path out. Today's millennial is no longer in that space. Now, there is a part of that lacks discipline, or let me not say lacks discipline, because I really got to change my mind on that.
No, you got a point.
But hold on. But the uniqueness of this is that even amidst this chaos until they figure it out, this should be the moment that there should be an advantage to being black, right? If you think about basketball players that dominate, that are at the top, are overwhelmingly black. Even in football, overwhelmingly black. But there is something that says that they're not smart enough to, even though they've dominated the game, that they don't have the intellectual IQ to be in the space. If you know that a kid could transfer and go anywhere, to me, this is the time for black college coaches to raise their value. Because I would say that these Coach K's and these John Shires and these Frank Lintys and these white guys who have been so used to having so much control that they can destroy you. They can determine that your attitude is enough to not make you make the league. And I'm not talking about the Michael Jordans of the world. I'm talking about them people in between where somebody gives you a nudge and you make it. Or somebody labels you a bad attitude and now you don't even get to come to the draft. I am suggesting that right now, this is the time when black parents looking at their kids, because those schools are still going to want them black kids to come play there. But can you imagine if black kids say, I ain't playing with y'all ain't got no black coach, I ain't playing. Sorry. I know I love Brad Underwood. I love the fight in the line. But hey, yo, you trying to tell me there's no black coaches smart enough to play, and the coaches and the schools that are smart enough to go get black coaches who can relate to the players and hold them, because I think you leverage this transfer portal. Like the concept that Duke, that is the premier basketball program, one of the former premier basketball programs in this day and age in the world of, still went to the white John Shire, which I'm not tripping. That's their choice. But they should pay a price for that. Now, you might say John Shire's a great coach and he'll do great for Duke. Do it with the white boys then.
John Shire could be a great coach, but he's fallen in a trap that a lot of coaches, a lot of people, never follow a legend. Never works out well for you.
But here's my thing. The players, John Shire is only successful because black players go there. Now, I think this is the perfect time to make the Blue Devils all white. Y'all went straight to the y'all hired. So
then they become Northwestern.
That's fine. Be Northwestern. But now we ain't all running around revering the next white coach for the next 30 years.
Well, I don't think Krzyzewski was, as you were talking about white coaches. I don't think he was that guy. He's not the I'm going to berate you guy. He was more of the here, let me talk to you guy.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. All coaches get upset. I mean, it's an emotional game.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that we have ceded control to black athletes for years to white coaches. It's not even an indictment on Coach K. Coach K was legendary because we created this myth of white coaches being able to.
No. I'm going to fight that narrative. At least with him, because I remember him for so long when he became successful. But I think there's other people like him. I mean, I like your idea that people will start, well, for me, go to HBCUs. But, excuse me, there are coaches who are able to talk to athletes and say, look, if you stick with me, we'll work through this together and we'll both be successful.
And I'm saying that I'm saying right now, forget even the HBCU. Not forget the HBCUs, but I'm suggesting
How
right
dare
now.
you.
No, all right.
Go ahead.
It's hard to forget the ones. It's hard to remember the ones behind the billboard unless you get a beautiful wife.
Madam President.
That's why I said unless you get a beautiful wife from there. That's why I love XU Rocks the House.
XU Rocks the House.
But my point, Todd, in that space is that we give the deference to the white guy in that space. So, hey, kids, stick with me and the magical whiteness of. And
I don't think so. John Thompson was
But how many John Thompsons we got? You got John. They talked about this yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. The black coach that can move black kids ain't the black dude that you want at no white university.
You probably can't get too much whiter than Georgetown, but I understand what you're saying. But is it? Florida State. The Florida State coach is getting a lot of love. But I'm with you. There's the only thing there's enough black people in is jail.
So right, and there's too many. And so just think about this. Just think if players started saying, "Man, you ain't got no black coach." Now I'm talking about University of Texas. I'm talking about all your classic white institutions. And the reality is
winning is what they care about, though.
But again, John Calipari is not a smarter coach than he gets all the best talent.
Yeah, but
because the white network allows him
sustainable. It looks like he's falling off.
But that's also because the get in line, Negro, and do what I tell you to do ain't the way to do it no more. There was a time when your parents said, shut up and do what John Calipari says. And he'll get you to the league first round.
Because he wins.
But he wins not because he's smart. He wins because he gets the best talent. If you're telling me...
Some of that, I'm guessing, because nobody ever came to ask me, is charisma.
And I'm saying it's... Are you saying there's no charismatic black people? Again,
no. First you got to get hired by the university,
and that's my point. So if of all the black kids, if the parents come and they say, "Where the coach at?" Oh no, give me 10 5-star recruits that be like, "Man, I ain't playing nowhere where there ain't no black coach." Guess what? Let that start to be a trend.
I think got to be more specific though in those kind of things. You got to be like,
I see.
That guy there has won. He's been on the bench. He knows what he's doing. Why isn't he the coach?
I'm saying that is us feeling like we have to justify our rationale to white people. Here's the deal.
Because in the end, even the players want to win.
And I'm saying that if you're here's my point. You can't find no black. My job ain't to find no winning black coach. That's your job. That's what you hired a search firm for. But if you want any of these 5-star recruits over here, could you imagine if Chicago said, no Chicago players are going nowhere where it ain't a black head coach?
They're not going to say that unless they know that head coach has some kind of history of being a winner.
And I'm saying,
I mean,
this is the Ruthie.
No matter how we look at it, in the end, what are those guys looking for? Top success. Money. It's all about money.
So I'm saying that the best pipeline of players goes through the black community. Period. And I'm saying that if we can't be smart, if we can't control, I'm saying that right now there is a mind shift in generational mind shift. Hold on. Only because it's my mom. Hold on. Mom, you're calling me. I'm live on air and the people are listening to you. What's up?
She just called to agree with me.
Bye.
You don't want to say hi? Say hi to them all.
Hi, everybody on air.
Hi.
Good morning. He called me, so I was calling him back.
Now, you know I do a show every day from 6 to 9, Mom.
Okay, I know, but I'm usually at work.
Okay.
I'm waiting to go to Arizona.
You're going to Arizona? What are you doing in Arizona, Mom?
I'm going to Arizona with you.
With
Gary.
Yeah, we getting ready to blow this popsicle stand. So let me finish this show so we can get up out of here. And Tennille's not going, huh? She's over she's hating on the live stream right now, Mom. I know because I'm your favorite. Tell them all, Mom. Just tell them. Oh, that's my mom. Hey, y'all. So I was just saying, and here's me. Todd, this is what I need you to do. Yes. I need you to have a stone face and be like, yes, Maze, you're right. Only this is all I'm saying. And I know ordinarily that doesn't, but I'm saying, could you imagine right now, there are white coaches. Could you imagine if Nick Saban, if the players said, and I know he got all the rings, but if all the players said, we'll still come, but he has to name his successor, has to be the head coach of the whatchamajigam, and we want to see the progression plan. We got you. We'll stay. We'll keep coming to Alabama, but y'all got to tell us it's a future.
You know these are 18-year-old kids. They're not men yet. They're still kids.
And I'm saying that's why they're parents. That's why black folks. See, I don't even think we can conceptualize being unified. Like, here's a chance to win. And I would say it would be a movement. It would be a work. It almost feels like you'd have to go to all of the 5-star recruits and have a whole black recruitment program with people with economics. Just think about the black people, and I'm not tripping, but Brian and all of these guys saying, look, there's a fund over here. I would say to Brian and them, give us a list of quality black coaches for the top 10 universities, the Big Ten. Here's our pool. Now, we sending people to our schools with our coaches. Now, if LeBron and Chris Paul and all of those people, all I'm saying is.
But you got to realize these guys, excuse me, they want the big stage.
And I'm saying that the big stage is where ESPN takes the cameras. The big stage is not necessarily the big gym.
No, I'm going to push back on that.
Because you went to one without a gym. But no,
I did go to University of Wisconsin too. Mm-hmm. And so here's something. So I've been to 5 Michigan games, right? Mm-hmm. 110,000 people in the stadium. Sometimes they play Western Michigan, and they're like, whoa, why would they play Western Michigan and beat the crap out of them, and have those poor kids get, trounced?
Because they make $1 million.
Not just that. The Western Michigan kids want to be there. And if they lose like that, that's okay.
And I'm saying that we learned from the NFL and the NBA when there were no players in the stadium that TV can create an audience. And the money comes from TV and betting.
Oh, the money does come
from
TV.
The money comes from TV and betting. So if ESPN goes to Team LeBron, Team Chris Paul, Team blah, 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 all I'm saying to y'all is, you got to be able to imagine. You got to be able to imagine your power. Again, if all of the commodity goes to where it is, they're going to build the shovels to go get it. So if all of the 5-star recruits that ESPN is promoting, and they all say we're going to blah, 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 ESPN is going to be like, well, damn, why we want to watch Indiana do 4 corners for 5 when the best stuff is going on over here? And now if you got Chris Paul and what's my man, Rich Paul and all of these people moving around in this space, well, now there's the pipeline back to the NBA. And as the money comes to as the TV money comes to the schools, they build bigger facilities. It's the same process. We can't imagine ourselves in control of the process. And my thing is, just like Mayor Darren E. Bryant, I would tell you that most black, you think that issue in District 218 ain't been there? You think ain't nobody talked about it? You think ain't nobody said nothing to the alderman, state rep, trustees, nothing? because we have become complacent in sitting in the racism and we accept it. Now, you saw him say, man, I love the Juneteenth stuff, but that ain't what I'm here for. And if I get my butt kicked for it, I'm willing, as Ruthie says, willing to take the L. Most black folks will be like, I don't need to mess with that because they offer me a little consulting contract or something, and now I'm what racism? I don't see no racism. I got my job. And I'm just saying, that's why I keep saying Wakanda, because I have imagination and vision for black people. Like, I just don't feel like it has to be this way. And I feel like there's a moment in time that we're sitting in that we are so used to getting run over that when we have, like, I will be honest with you. I used to be like, look at these kids just transferring out this portal. They don't have no loyalty. They don't have, like, what do they have to be loyal to? The university of I'm rich and you ain't. No, seriously. When you see the math and you see that the university made $50 million off of football, and you see the coach flying a private jet to go recruit kids that he takes the private jet to go to, and you ain't eating, and you like, hold on.
Well, I think part of that is because all those players, I don't know, what is it, like 49 players on a team or something? You know, what else? 3 of them may make the pros. They're not all there thinking that they're going to be pros. They're thinking, I'm going to be on the best team in the nation.
I think they're also thinking, man, they're not going to all be on the best team in the nation.
And some of them were like, this is my home school. I love it.
And I'm saying that that's what they count on. They count on you looking over here when there's money. Now, I'm going to say like this. They can get both. And as a college athlete, you can be a college. Now, shout out to Cam Buckner, who said the athletes can make money off of themselves at these universities. All I'm suggesting to us is we don't even know how to imagine power. We don't even, in the space, if all we got is sports and entertainment, we can't even imagine ourselves controlling that. And I'm saying that if you're saying that the university and all of these big bells and whistles are more important to black parents, and that's why you got to connect it. It can't be disconnected. You got to have black pros saying, we're part of this pipeline. You got to have LeBron saying, man, we ain't just finna be like you went over there.
You're asking a lot from people who aren't probably as sophisticated as you.
And I'm saying that that's why you have different, there's a plan, there's people who plan, there's people who execute. And I'm saying that, again, if you knew that you could control a multi-billion-dollar industry in which you are the product and the commodity, how much work are you willing to put in? Everybody wants a bird nest on the ground. There's going to be work. To be in the civil rights era, you had to go get sprayed with a hose. There was going to be a cost to it, and it didn't just happen overnight. All I'm saying is, parents, as your child is rising and he becomes the 6'5" Otis Wilson who's playing with 12-year-olds, so start pumping it in his head. Start having the black and again,
I think Ruthie's right about the L, but I think that most parents are like, this is my child. They got one chance. I don't want to screw it up.
Okay. And again,
I mean, that's how it's been in the past. Maybe things have changed some, but people rarely change behavior patterns.
And so my thing is this, and that is why we never get the pie, right? That's why we take what's left of the pie, because we can't envision baking our own.
But in the end, the major donors at the big universities, they're white people, because white people are always helping white people. They make the most money. So they really make the decisions more than like the university president.
And so here's, again, my point. ESPN, if the top ESPN 100 went to all black schools, can I tell you what? Or schools with black coaches. If the top 10 recruits said, it ain't got to be HBCUs, but if it ain't a black head coach, we ain't going. Now, white boys, y'all got the freedom to go do whatever else you want. Now, if Shaka Strong is the choice you going to, then you got to go to Shaka. You got to go. But we have the ability to make an advantage for black coaches. We do. Parents do. Your parents say, hey, cuz, A big stage, okay, if you big stage, you can go to Texas. If Texas got a black head coach. We have to make it an advantage. If we can't see an advantage to having black folks in play, then they definitely don't. If the reason they got that black dude on the bench now is so he can go recruit. Because they know because black parents still be like, man, I'm gonna send my son down here with all these white people.
Look, I've had black unity working together pumped in my head since whenever. But so, if I was the number one recruit in 18, to be honest with you, I might say I'm going to Howard. I'm not going to U of I. I tell you what I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have gone to someplace like Mississippi that had the rebel flag. But, how many people have that in their life where people are like, we got to stick together? So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that I don't think the foundation's laid down for that.
Okay. I'm saying that you have to take the first step. And I'm saying, dear black parents who have black students, right? It's just like when I wanted my son to consider Leo, right? I really actually wanted him to go to Leo.
Leo Lion.
I said, hey man, y'all should start showing up to the games in y'all Leo jackets and let the black kids see, like, do you think that when they walk into Brother Rice that they feel comfortable? Do you think that when they go, but Brother Rice is at their games. They're at the places. We have to make our presence felt. There's something besides the big stage, Todd, for a lot of people. And it is that camaraderie. It is that teamwork. It is that place. It's just like the kids who say, I don't want to go to a big school. The big school is not for everybody. Some people say, I want to play close to home. Like, to me, if Illinois is smart, the advantage they have is that they got a pipeline. And if that pipeline said, hire Rob Smith, because now I get everybody from Simeon and everybody from, and if I could just keep the Chicago talent home, I'm balling.
They wouldn't do that.
And I'm saying, again, so then that's why Illinois State hires a black coach. And I recognize, and whoever does it is the beneficiary. So I love the fact that Illinois won't do it. So let it be Aurora University. And I know no kid wants to go to Aurora University, et cetera, because it's super small. But Scottie Pippen went to Central Arkansas. So now if all Fab Five goes to, just like they did with DePaul, right? And that team says, we're going here, just like the Fab Five went to Michigan. That core goes somewhere and says, the coverage is coming. And all I'm saying to us is, we got to set that stage. We have to do the things necessary, and I agree the foundation is not there. But I will tell you what, I guarantee you that if black colleges and black coaches were in black schools, like, tell the HBCUs to come to a black school, have a step show, have a college fair, and then have the coaches come, and the kids see that at freshman year. By the time they get through freshman year, they got it in their mind. They like, man, I could go there. I could get all of those different things.
113 straight at the barn.
So, but that's all my point is. Uh-huh. It's like University of Illinois was the first college experience that I really had. I had in my mind I wanted to go to Morehouse until I saw the projects. But my point is, my parents didn't reinforce that. It was something that I had imagination in my head. But had I gone there, had I experienced it, had it been the level of stature, and I think we're at an all-time high of blackness right now. So our kid, like, I just think when you listen to Mayor Bryant and Ruthie seem to be cut from the same cloth. I'm not trying to hook them up. I'm saying that they have a different level. They see a different kind of fight. And they're not just saying, okay, I got to be with Coach K. And I feel like the whole coach, like, I want this to be the tearing down of the mythical white college coach and Hoosiers. and you play basketball and we do it the right way, and your mom and dad, this is the path, and putting my kid in this hands.
I get you, even though there's always the right way, but I get what you're saying.
I'm just tired of the concept that we got to put our kids in the hands of some white guy who gets to pick and choose based on his desire of that Frank Linty story. When he decided that poor black kid who went on to play college football, he decided that because I don't like your attitude, I'm going to destroy your career. And your parents sending you over, it's the same thing as black parents sending their kids to white schools, hoping that these white people will be looking out for your kids, when in actuality, they pushing them to a room saying, okay, I'll take the 6 good kids. The rest of y'all, go. We ain't developing you. We ain't doing nothing. And then we're going to label you and throw you out. We got to go to Tell Me Something Good Friday, because this is our last Friday for a couple weeks. So, tell me something good. Wow, wow. Hey, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We've got 11 minutes till it's time for me to go on vacation. Hey, Herb Howard. Herb, hit me up, man. I need you to run Sundays for me, man. Them people pay.
Hey.
Tell me something good, Todd.
Yeah, Hans and I are going to Milwaukee to play golf on Friday and Saturday. Well, we're playing Saturday. But
y'all got Friday. Days off in Robbins? How you got? Why you look at that? Why you looking at me like that, Todd? You don't work like 7 days a week?
First, I was thinking, mind your own business.
See how brothers do you? See, this how it works. They forget. They get there and they forget you.
No, see, this is how brothers work. They put you. They ask somebody to hire you, and then they like, that's my job for the rest of your life. Come here, quick up.
I learned that from your dad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. All he wanted was for you to come back and help somebody else get a job.
No, not really. You missed that. That's what he told you. That's what he told you, because you was the young prince. The rest of us was like, it's grind time, homie. It's like it'd be the phone call, be like, hey, what you doing for the next 6 weeks? Because we need you on
Who
campus.
wouldn't want to come back during election season?
Me. Now, because election season, there's no clock. Like, see,
but
candidates. No.
That's when the team plays.
But now let me tell you, it would be great if the way that worked was the same for white folks as it was for black folks. Remember, Todd didn't even get me hired. But I just want to point this out. I just say, but it works differently, because they tell black folks we be working for 12, 18, 19 hours a day for the white boy who works the 9, breaks out, and then at the end, the white boy be like, hey, I'm going to need you to do this, this, and this for me. And the white folk and the black folks be like, gotcha. Black folks be like, I just like to lobby. They be like, hey, man, we gave you a $2,000 raise. See you back at the office on Tuesday.
I'll say, I don't think my dad was, he was from a different age where he would literally say, what's wrong with a good government job?
I don't think there's anything wrong with a good government job. I think that's the whole part of the whole premise that we get trapped in. We got good government jobs, but
my dad was born in 1927.
Right,
28.
First of all, respect to John Stroger. Like, respect to the people that made it their way. All I'm saying is, we know it's rules to the game. And I learned those same rules from the same crew that your dad learned the rules from, who they learned the rules from a different thing. Now, these kids, they ain't got the same rules. But don't you be acting brand new. All right, anyway, what else you got, Todd?
See, what happened to my Tell Me Something Good? He beat me up and stuff.
Enjoy yourself.
Tell us something good, Todd. I'm just giving you a hard time.
So,
I think it's going to be, where y'all golfing at?
Man, I think it's called White Deer.
Oh, Lord.
No, but
you shooting white deer in Milwaukee?
No, it's a public park.
Oh, Todd, be careful, man.
But I'm going with a group. There's a friend of mine, Keith Fitzroy. He's a real estate attorney, and every year he puts together. He's from Milwaukee. He went to UW, Wisconsin.
Okay, that and a bag of nickels will get you what on this show. Go ahead.
So he puts a group together in Chicago, and then in Milwaukee to play golf. So I'm going with him.
Oh, really? So Henry Hartsfield said you even hired him.
Hey, Henry, I hired you.
He said he got his first government job. I was trying to get a pension. I'm still trying to get a pension.
You don't want no pension.
The hell you mean I don't want a pension?
You don't like that government stuff. You got to be the worst.
See how they do you? They be like, oh, you don't need to be. When you turn 70,
you don't want it.
When you turn 70, we don't care about what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, Sonia, can you see Mays coming in at 8 and leaving at 4 every day? And he's not getting the big money. It's like it's not his. He can't really tell people what to do. No, that ain't happening.
Look, I got 5 minutes left.
I want y'all to. I'm supposed to be. I want to be the director, but that's okay. It's all right. Y'all be tripping. All right, y'all. Sonia, tell me something good.
Oh, we do need a public works director if you're interested.
Public works director. I would love to be the public works director. How much you pay? We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, y'all. Because if I was the public works director though, people would be mad at me because we'll be working. I'm a physical laborer.
Amen.
Sonia Escobar, you only here for a week and now you got 2 weeks off. What you gonna do with yourself?
I'm gonna go see my mom.
Look, she was like, she take that. You such a good daughter. Can I tell y'all? Go ahead.
No,
my nephew. Shout out to my nephew, young James Bass. It seems like it was just yesterday, young Jamie, when you were just a twinkle in your dad and mom's eye. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Aww.
And now you are graduating from high school. I gotta send a big shout out to my man Vince Bass, who has raised one of the most, even though he be talking smack now, these young teenagers be talking smack, think they old now. But I must say that young James Bass, to Shelly and to Vince, you all have raised, should be proud of the job that you have done in raising young James. And as he celebrates his graduation, and I'm going to go look in my mailbox, and if it ain't no mailed graduation announcement, I ain't cash apping nothing. I will always be with my young James. But young James, we are proud of you. To everybody that's graduating this weekend, congratulations to you all. For me, tell me something good. I am going to take some time off. I'm not going to be concerned with Wiftable Media. I'm not going to be taking really phone calls. My family will be with me. So realistically,
I'm calling you every day.
That's great. Call all day long because my family is here. I know that there won't really be an emergency with the exception of Tennille. Y'all make sure y'all look out for Tennille. She probably already got plans. But I'm getting ready to get a mental break. It feels like it just hasn't stopped. I realize that I haven't been my best self because I just haven't stopped and focused on anything. And so I just want to, I do. It's like I feel like I'm on a 24-hour roller coaster and I never, ever feel like I'm stopping. So I'm going to the desert to get away and hopefully I can find a wigwam somewhere where I can get closer to God. But I'm excited. It is the first family vacation that we've had since COVID. Shout out to my family for knocking out the details and stuff. And we are getting up out of here. So I'm going to be up out of here.
He's going to stay at the Phoenician.
You know what, Todd?
I saw those prices. That's why I know he's going to be there.
You know what? Actually, I'm not, but I love the Phoenician.
Oh, you been there?
Oh, my God.
I passed by, but they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, yeah, they would. you just bring the right card. But I'm let me just say this. I'm grateful to every single person on this network who has made it happen, for every show, for every person, for all the people that have just made this thing happen. There's been a lot of sacrifice. There's been a lot of labor of love. And I want to make sure everybody knows I 100% appreciate it and notice it, even though I don't always talk about it. I want to thank our audience. Yo, man, y'all are the number one audience in Chicago. And I'm going to say social media, digital audience in Chicago and in the world. If I deserve it, y'all feel free to send me some cash apps. I would love to go out to each y'all want to send us. Also, but no, I'm going to share with the peoples. Anyway.
I do enjoy reading the comments. And yes, you're right. Maze can be oh, that's not what it says.
Can I tell you what? And for as much of a jerk as I can be, it's only because I want the best for all of us, right? And so even if I press you, it's only because I want the best for you. Because I have an imagination that we don't have to be the way we are. And I'm not saying that we're all bad, because that seems to be some of the narrative. I just feel like we can get more out of our life and our existence. And every time I hear people like Darren Mayor Darren Bryant, who literally told me, I hear you on the Juneteenth, but I'm here to deal with systemic racism and these issues. It just makes me know that the fight that we're having is not futile. Like, some days it's hard. You just be like, man, we ever going to get out of this? But I believe we will. And so I just want to thank you all for being with me, for rocking with me. I hope that y'all will come back and stay with everybody today. Don't forget, we got the Book of Dawn. Dawn is back in the building. We got the Bigs, and then we got I Said What I Said, Revenge of the Huskies. Shout out to everybody. Hey, is that the school bell? Well, that means for Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here for 2 weeks. Peace.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people, for the black people, for the black people, for the black people.